Welcome English First Language Part 2, Poem 8, The Convergence of the Twain. Question Answer 7th Standard 2024-2025, Karnataka State Board Syllabus Part 2. Glossary. Convergence means coming together towards a common point. Twin means two. Old use for poetical. Smart means elegant, fashionable. Stature means size and importance. Grace means quality of being beautiful. Titanic means name of the ship. It comes from Titan, a Greek legend, one of the family of giants who ruled the world. Hue, the degree of brightness in color. Iceberg means a large piece of ice floating in the sea, most of which is below the surface. Titanic, of great strength, size, power, importance, etc. Alien means here so different as to be the opposite of one another, incompatible. Shadowy, here hidden, causing a feeling of mystery and fear. In shadowy silent distance means this phrase makes the reader feel something mysterious and fearful. No mortal eye could see, no one could foretell. Intimate welding, close joining, history, here story. Anon means old use poetical in a short time, soon. Spinner of the years means fate. Consummation means the point at which something is made complete. See, come, let us talk about this poem. Take turns with your partner to ask or answer the questions given below. Explain to him or her why you think your answer is correct. Quote from the poem if necessary. Write down your answers. First one. In the first three lines, the poet speaks of two things. What are they? In the first three lines, the poet speaks about the smart ship and iceberg. Second one, the poet uses the word grew twice. What does he mean in each case? Poet uses the word grew twice. Once he tells about the man-made ship, how it grew into a greater height, and the quality of ship has also grown. Whereas in second case, poet wants as and when science goes on growing, nature also grows as big as the science and technology. Third one, what does he say about the ship's qualities? He said that the ship has grown into a great height and also the quality rendered being beautiful to look at. And also the degree of brightness in color is also grown. Fourth one, what is mysterious and fearful? What phrase expresses this idea? The phrase shadowy silent distance grew, the iceberg grew. This means that while the ship was being built, God was making the iceberg that the ship crashed into, which feels something fearful and mysterious. It also symbolizes that nobody can escape nature's will taking its course. Fifth one, in what way are the ship and the iceberg alien explained? Here in the poem, alien means the ship and the iceberg are opposite to one another. One is natural and the other is man made. As a human technology goes on growing, on the other side, nature also goes on growing against the human technology, which goes against nature. Sixth one, when you are playing with the top, you spin it and make it spin on the floor. The force of spinning also makes it go round and round in a circle. Now our earth also does the same. It goes round and round, the sun spinning. So, who is the spinner of the years? The earth, the sun, the almighty, the fate. Answer is the fate. Seventh one, two things become historical facts in navigation. What were they? Two things which became historical are one of the largest, safest man made conventions of its time, and Hardy presents a philosophical poem about fate's inevitability and indifference through the eyes of the nature, portraying the disaster by presenting the accident. The Titanic was supposed to be unsinkable because of the technology used to build it, but fate proved otherwise. Man's technology is no match against the forces of nature. Eighth one. The Atlantic Ocean is vast. The Titanic and the iceberg are mere splash in it, yet one obstructs the other in its course. There was a head on collision. This was the amazing event. Supply the missing words. Ninth one, the iceberg and the ship were alien. They were like the two hemispheres. Explain what this means. The iceberg and the ship were alien. Here it means they are different from one another. One is natural and the other one is artificial, man made, as to be the opposite of one another. They were like two hemispheres. This sentence gives the idea that human pride was shattered when the ship sank. The two hemispheres would refer to either side of the world. Two sides are purposefully created by the mysterious creator, and they have ever since been coming close to their ultimate clash. They are twin hulls of one August event. They will be two hulls of the tragedy. Tenth one, the event that brought death and destruction was like play to someone, which two lines say so till the spinner of the ears said, Now, and each one hears. 11th, consider the words, and each one hears. This means there were two, three, or many who heard. Underline the correct word, two is the answer. 12th one, consider the word consummation. At what point of time in the short life of the ship was the consummation? A. When the ship stood in the dock in all its glory. B. When it began to leave and the passengers on the deck were cheered by the people on the ground. C. Where it reached its maximum speed in the open sea. D. None of the above. Answer is B. 13th one. In describing the collision, the poet has used three phrases and one word. In the poem and find them. Three phrases are in a shadowy silent distance grew the iceberg too. The intimate welding of their later history. On being and on twain hulls of one August event. The word consummation, all these describe the collision. Writing. Write a short summary of the poem in your own words. Thomas Hardy discusses the cause of the disaster, collision of the ship and the iceberg. The pair of human technology and nature can be seen quite clearly in poem with all the new technologies of the human set against bigger force of nature. Poet is his first stanza tells that while the Titanic was being built, nature too prepared against it, creating a sense of menace in the line. Shadowy silent distance grew the iceberg. The unspoken course was predestined and unavoidable event predicated by some hidden uncontrollable force. So they both are opposite to one another. They grew simultaneously. They are coming closer to join, but no one could predict future happenings. Both the Titanic and the iceberg grew without anyone ever knowing that they were signs of being purposefully created by the Creator. They are coming close by the paths in coincidence. They were being the true halves of the tragedy of one just event craving great importance and especially of the highest social class, who is unsympathetic to nature in the last stanza. Fate is personified, spinner of the ears, which suggests that some force planned this purposefully. The fate decides. Now, which is the time for collision? Nothing can change it. Consummation comes and joins two hemispheres, gives the idea that human pride was shattered when the ship sank. The two hemispheres refer to either side of the world. The word jars could be the news filtering through and the families being devastated and also human pride being jarred because of those proud to see the ship leave and those waiting for it to arrive anxiously. Unfortunately, fate takes its own decision, which is different from the people's expectations. Please like, share, and subscribe and save the playlist. Thank you very much. Bye bye.